All right, we made an adjustment. Now we're ready. We've made an adjustment. Now we're ready. We're not going to use the chips, but you can just do the math at home on this one. We're not going to use chips just so we can get at it. We're using a 3V 2464 set. That's how we're coming in. We ended up 7ing out with a 6-1. So what we did, okay, we're at 2464 since we 7 out with a 6-1. Excuse me, we don't want to use this all the way hard set bull crap, you know, 6-4, 6-4. So, you know, we were like, boom, we're just going to go 1-4-6-4. We've never used this one on camera, 1-4-6-4. You know, you've seen us use, you know, a lot of the 5-4, 2-4 set, that kind of thing, half 7. So we're going to use a different half 7, 1-4-6-4. Adjusted dice set. If you're not adjusting your dice, man, you're missing out a tremendous percentage of your dice control. You know what I mean? You don't even, without adjusting your dice, you don't have full dice control. Without adjusting your dice, you don't have full dice control. I'm telling you, gang. Let's get at it. Let's get at it. We'll work with it. We'll work with it. 5, 3, 8. Yeah, you know, and I'm not in love with, you know, hey, well, this is my favorite, or this, you know what's my favorite? And I've said this before. My favorite dice set or favorite way to throw the dice is the one that's performing the best right now. Where's performing the best right now? That's my favorite. You know, that's what I want. You know what I mean? Just real simple. I'm not, I'm not a picky guy. I just like, you know, it's performing the best. 2, 1, 3. So, you know, we wanted to come to you and let you know about that adjustedness, how we adjusted rather, so you can, you know, understand where we're coming from. Really important, because we want to really get into that, you know. We have before a little bit, but, you know, oh, wow. Did you see that? You see that bounce? Look at this right here. See that right there? It's up on the deck. Let me show you this one. Let me show you how this went down, gang. Let me show you. Let me bring you in. See it right there? Look at this one. Look at that shit. The jumper. The spinner. Of course, that would have been a 6-3. Nah. You see that, though? Always got to bring you in on that weird stuff, man, because, you know. So that's going to be a no roll. See, that thing jumped up, though, didn't it? Unbelievable. 1-4-6-4. Just, I think stuff like that's interesting, you know. And that's rare that does like that and it stops. Got that hard spin on it, though, you know. 6, deuce, 8. Pull it. Pull it. And see, what's happening is it's rolling into that 3V. See, it's rolling back into the 3V. That's what's happening right there. It's rolling back into the 3V set that we, you know, originally, you know, were adjusting away from. So, all right. Heavy spin. 2, 1, 3. Yeah, so we're looking to get in there this weekend. You know, we're just, man, I wish they'd build more casinos around here, man. You know, but you know how it is, gang. 6-1. That was a tight one there. A little bit too tight. Stayed tight. Stayed tight. Dice didn't move at all on that one. That's the way we're setting them up in a, you know, 1-4-6-1 or 6-4 position, or dice set rather. So we need a hit to come off of it. Okay, we got a kiss on the wall. 4-3, 4-3. And you know, we're in between points. You know, what do I care in between points, right? I'm only collecting. I don't give a shit, man. You know, see that 4-3? That means I'm getting a double. You know, I'm getting a double. So I'm mindful of that right there. I'm watching that. Believe me. The dice are talking to me. They're talking to me. That's a one-piece roller. Very nice one-piece. If I could have all my rolls like that, my gosh. That was a 10 hole. 10 hole. It's our new point. Got some flipper action here. Yeah, you guys know I'm not going fucking cheat, man. I mean, of course, I'd want an easier point than 10, but you know. Oh, no, hell no, don't do silly stuff like that, man. Pushing almost 1,700 subscribers, man. We're not BSing here. You know, we're just not random. You know, we're in the hardcore dice control. 6, 3, 9. You know, and all kinds of little intricacies that, you know, that can help you along the way. You know, with this, with DC, dice control, DC for short, manipulating the dice. We're certainly manipulating. There's no doubt about that. Casinos don't like it, but you know what? We don't even care. It's all right. We're not doing anything illegal. 5, 3, 8. So 888 right there would have been big money right there. That was a big money roll right there. That 888, we would have been pressing at the house. Would have been pressing. Yeah, we're really hoping that we can get the dice this weekend, man. Golly. You know? Our kryptonite, man, is, you know, not being able to get the dice, gang. That's my kryptonite. I mean, you know, I can, you know, still make money on other people, but, you know, it's going to slow me down. You know, 3, deuce, ah. You know, there's no doubt about it, you know, because betting on others, I'm not going to go as hard. I will not go as hard. You know what I mean? Just, I don't know, man. You know, I'm there to bet on myself and bet heavy on me. You know, I'm the thoroughbred. I'm trying to get on. You know, so, you know, I'm trying to capitalize on that. But you know, a lot of times, man, anymore. It's fucking seems like the past 2 or 3 times I've been there, man. Don't get the dice, man. You know, got to fool around with this knucklehead bullshit. 3, 1, oh. And I'm okay with betting on other people, but I'm just not getting what I, you know, I'm not going to leave my money up there and press. I'm not, you know, going to be pressing and pressing like I'm going to do with me. You know, with me, I'm going to full pressure, you know, straight heat. With random rollers, I'm going to start off with the fill bet, you know, a little $10 fill bet, you know, a little iron cross, 5, 3, 8, little iron cross, you know, told you guys about that, 6, 8, you know, that's how we bet on others, you know, 6, 8. Inside bet with the you know, 10 on the infield or whatever, you know, win you a couple. You actually, I'm trying to think, that's not the correct math. I think you might want to go 20 on infield. Anyway, either way, the whole point is you run that that iron cross, get up on the 5 at first, and you know, spread out. You know, and you know, I don't press them. I go ahead and you know, because the random rollers, you just never know. You know, I don't press them. But I collect for a couple, then I'm out. You know, I just collect for, you know, for a couple, maybe, you know, 2 or 3, then that's okay. Then I'll collect for 2 or 3 on another one. You know what I mean? Just a little, you know, happy little boom boom. You know, happy little boom boom. Now, if it's you rolling, then you get nasty with it. But if you're betting on everyone else, I'm trying to tell you, that's how you do it. You know, and you'll make a lot of money like that. But it's just, you know, not the bigger money that you're talking about for yourself, putting, you know, 160, you know, across, that kind of thing. 3, 1, oh. I'm just not going to do that. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm like, yeah, man, I just, I don't know, man, like, you know what I mean? It's one of them things, so. That's all it is with me, man. I'm going to keep the money where, you know, you want to put your money on your best horse. You know, and so I'm going to, you know, that's another thing they'll try to get you with that. They'll try to get you, one thing with the kryptonite, because you're bad on the dice, you know, you're nasty. So, no, you're not going to be able to get the dice because you got to wait. 2, 2. You know, you got to wait for the dice, so, you know, then it's like, you know, you're a smart player, so, well, I'm not saying those aren't smart at the house. We had a viewer talking about they have to drive like 4 hours to a casino. I mean, if you have to drive 4 hours, you're obviously going to probably stay in there a little longer. I'm just saying, like, local casino, you know, if you're out, you know, like, you could be in there and just only stay for an hour, but just, you know, get out of there. 5, 3, 8. You know, you can just, you know, walk out of the casino, go to your car, you know, whatever. You know, refresh, get something to eat, and, you know, maybe come back, but you're going to have to refresh. You have to refresh. You know, it's kind of resetting. You know, it's like resetting. You know, I'm just, you know, I'm all about maximizing, you know, my time being in there. I want everything to be as efficient as possible. I want to be able to function at top notch. And, you know, when I'm in there more than an hour myself, I start going downhill. So that's just me. So that's why I'm always talking about, you know, casino fatigue, being in there like an hour. 5, go. That's just me, gang. That's just me. You know, try to pass along some good info to you. Nothing but love for you. Nothing but love for you. This Saturday special. Like the kids got football tonight. Got some football going tonight. It's back. It's going back down, you know. Going back down. A little stuck a little bit. 6, deuce, 8. Yeah, see, they keep rolling into that. You know, those 8s are cracking. Nothing wrong with it though. Yeah, so if you're random, you know, your dice adjusting your dice, it's like but you know, with dice control, it's a must. It is an absolute must, you know, because that's what really opens up your ability to manipulate the dice. You know, you could be, you know, yeah, you could be selling yourself short. That was supposed to be my 10 right there. See the 10 on the front? Rolled into a 2V set. Those right there. You know, you could be ready to take off, but you're just sitting there maybe being stubborn, like, well, no, I'm just going to use this one dice set because it worked, and you're not even thinking about, you know, adjusting just because maybe you're throwing a slight pinch different, but you're consistent, so you need a slight pinch adjustment. It's no different than fucking drag cars, daddy. You know what I mean? Shit, you got 3,000 horsepower. You got 3,500 horsepower. You got to get that horsepower to the pavement, baby. You got to get it to the pavement. How you gonna get it down to the ground? You got to get the power to the ground, and that's all we're doing, man. That's all. Everything we always talk about. We're trying to get the power to the ground. You know, the power is our high-level dice control abilities. You know, that's our power, and that's what we want to do. So how do we get to the ground? You know, we got to work with it. We got to understand how we're rolling. We got to pay attention to when the 7 comes in and how it came in. You know, which dice was the one that, you know, did what? You know, this kind of thing. You know, don't be lazy. Watch your dice. Study them. Watch what they do. Study the movements. Study when you hit certain areas. What happens? 8, hold. 8, hold. Really watch them, gang. Really watch them. Study them. Yeah, we're going to have haters, but you know what? It don't matter. Those haters are the ones that want to bet on us when we're at the casino. You know what I mean? They're looking for people like us, so, you know, we're just another, you know, we're just like this rare breed out here. Oh, that's too short, damn it. 6, hold. Still rolled back into that, remember I was telling you? Still rolled into the 3V. Not one of our numbers we've really been throwing, though, but we threw it because it was a short roll. You know what I mean? It wasn't the regular roll we've been throwing, getting them 2 inches, you know, from the wall. Maybe we might have stayed that. This is, you know, getting these 2 inches from the wall, middle finger all the way down. Throwing this one here. Get a nice twister on it. Fold. Yeah, so, you know, make sure you warm up before you go to the casino. You know, you just can't, you know, even pitchers warm up, you know. Great basketball players warm up. You know, the best is when you can be at the casino with hardly anyone on the table. You roll. Oh, it's short. 3, 1. Well, I tell you, that was trying to be the 10 right there, too. That rolled into the 2V. See how it's like I'm telling you what we're rolling into. We're rolling in, you know, we just rolled into a 2V. You know, rolled into a 2V on that. See? 3, 1. Yeah, but even your greatest pitchers and basketball players, woo, 6, deuce, 8. Well, the bounce of the table almost got us on that one, gang. You see it? Got the damn hibbity hop on that one. The hibbity hopper. Had a hibbity hopper. Put this up a little bit. that's it. Yep. 4-3. Hung up. One was hung up a 3 hanger. So I know they would have made that call out. So 4-3. Son of a bitch. It got hung. It didn't, the momentum got jammed. So anyway, whatever. It's the way it goes, though. The way it goes. Let's see what we did anyway. It's pretty, pretty decent little roll. 3. Well, 28 piece. I always count, my rolls just because I've been, into doing it for so long, counting them, counting my rolls, man. So just something, I've been doing since, I started this dice control thing. Now, it used to be the most important was how much can you roll? And it's not that. It's, knowing how to roll the dice. Rolling the dice consistently within your average. That's one thing, is have an average and consistently roll within your average. Like I said, though, the first roll, like when I go to the casino, I even will like to, lightly bet on myself. I used to not, but now I do. Just, and I'm progressing into heavier betting. I'm getting more comfortable with we're just letting it go, like, fuck it, trusting myself. But the thing is you're cold. Like when you're cold, you don't know, I like to get that first data. It's like a test hit. Like for a Street Outlaws, if you ever watch that, you got to have a test hit. You know what I mean? What's it look like on the test hit? 3,000 horsepower, you want to be able to get it down. If you're thinking you're just going to force yourself to use a hardway set and you're throwing double fucking pitches all day, you're going to lose your ass if you're going to be, just hard-headed and like, no, I'm screw dice adjusting. I'm going to force myself. And if you're good, you might get, one decent roll out of 4 or something, 25% bullshit because you're throwing, because of the way you're throwing, you're double pitching, because of the way you're gripping it or whatever, because you're consistently doing whatever you're doing to throw that double pitch. But you're also not listening to the way you roll. Because there's us, like there's me, I'm CK, but there's my hand, my arm. I can only make, you know what I mean? Like I can't go into grabbing the dice like before the video. I didn't know, like, hey, I knew that the dice adjustment, I was going to make an adjustment. I knew that I had a 7, a 6-1-7. Remember, we were at, used a 1-4, 6-4 on that. Lovely set, by the way. That was a really nice one. I like that run. But we were using a 3V. But we were using a 2-4-6-4 set. And when we 7'd out, we had a 6-1, or 1-6, whatever. So we 7'd out like that. So, we thought, well, shit. Like I said at the beginning of this video, we didn't want to take the dice and go like this. You see, because we knew the dice were coming in like this. We knew it was coming in like this to get us the 6-1. See, because they were like this, boom. See, this dice is coming up like that. So, we didn't want to go the hard way. We knew it would have probably rolled us into that. We just didn't want to take a chance with that. So we just landed right on the 1 and then let it hop around. We didn't get too many yo's on that. Not too many yo's. But the dice was moving like this way, though. For 6 deuce 8s, moving like that. Spinning, getting 6-3 9s, 8 hards, landing on 8 hards, that kind of thing. But, nice set. But, if you're not using... if you know about it and you're being lazy about it, you're missing out. You're missing out tremendously. Your dice control is not complete if you're not adjusting the dice. Mark my word, gang. Mark my word. You go out there and find out the truth. I'm just going to tell you. I know from personal experience. Because I've tracked my whole progression. Now I use the dice, dice setting, dice control, setting the dice. Setting the dice has been a great part of my game for some time now. For some time. Heavily implemented. I rely on it very, very strongly and firmly because I'm a firm believer in, if I'm rolling the hard way, if I'm rolling the hard way set and I'm double pitching, You know, consistently throwing in the same spot. So you got to understand, you're throwing the same way, setting the dice the same way, grabbing them the same way, throwing the same loft, throwing the same. It's all within a same little, you know, range. It's not like a big range. You know, like a big range. It's in a short range. You understand what I'm saying? It's like a narrow range that it lies in. Okay, it's always going to be in the same area. Like when you land, it's going to be in the same area, that kind of thing, right? You know that when you adjust your dice off, when you seven out, rather, you're throwing like that, and you seven out, as long as you didn't throw like a bullshit shot, right? And a bullshit shot, excuse my mouth, would be, or a crappy shot would be, if you're throwing it short, and your throw that you're throwing, your dice control throw that you're using a long throw, you know, meaning you're going down there, getting closer to the wall. You see, so you're getting closer to the wall, you're throwing 2 inches out from the wall, but then all of a sudden you start landing, you know, 12 inches out. Well, that's a bad roll for the roll you're throwing. That's a bad roll. That's going to cause you to seven out. So when you seven out on a bad roll like that, that's hard to get a dice adjustment, because you don't really have correct data, because you didn't seven out where you were throwing over and over and over. You see what I mean? That could have been the correct dice set what you're using. You could have just re-rocked that. But you don't know, because you didn't keep throwing it and throwing. So my point is, say if you're throwing a hard one and your average, say my average is, you know, 20, you know, it's like 19, 20, you know, whatever it is, you know, somewhere like that, man, you know, legitimately. If I'm throwing a hard way set and it's rolling right in, you know, my average, you know, and I seven out in my average, I'm not sweating that. That's another key part. Don't sweat that. That's going to potentially, you know, it's got an 80% chance if you're a consistent roller, fairly consistent. Stick with that set. Stick with that set, and then just watch it. You know, just watch it. You know, and study how you throw, and, you know, do little data, little things like that. You know, go with it at your house. Take the, you know, throw another one. You know, like you throw one like I throw, right? You know, that dice set. We'd reuse that dice set. We wouldn't change. Why would we change? No reason to change if you're going to go another one. You see? But if you're going to go 3, I'm not necessarily going to, you know, trust that. Because now I'm going 3. See, it was from adjusted set. I can, you know, you rolled so nice on this one. You rolled 27, whatever it was. That wasn't a fluke. You know, you're going to still roll something strong. Okay? That's fine. But on a third roll, I'm not sure. Now, we're down deep into the weeds. But, of course, this is what you expect from the underground, right? This is what we do. You know, we steer and navigate, you know. Our whole thing is to be like water. Our whole thing is to be like water, okay? Like Bruce Lee said, we want to be like water. You know, we don't want to have to try to force a dice set that's not working. We don't want to have to force a throw that we're using that's not working. Like if we were using a super grip that's not working, we don't want to force that. We want to use a throw that's going to work. You know, use stuff, you know, find the path of least resistance, okay, with your dice control. Find the path of least resistance, and that's why we want to dice adjust, because we're going to find the path of least resistance. Again, if you're throwing a hard way set and you finish that point, if your average is, let's say, 15, and you're throwing, you know, within your average, there's no reason to adjust it. Go ahead and stick with that. You're fine. You know what I mean? And just, you know, keep in mind, you know, keep a watch on it. You know, always keep a watch on it, though. You always keep a watch on your dice, because you want to be like water. You are fighting with the dice yourself, okay? Because you can control the dice, but you got to make sure, you know, you're within. It's basically you're trying to find. It's like you have a range like this of throwing, right? That's like dice control for you, right? And it's solid. Follow me, right? See, watch. There's like this. It's like this wide, right? But what you're wanting to do when you're adjusting the dice is get into that fine, that very fine, where it's like, it's so solid. There's like, you know, because you're throwing, like when you seven out, you're sevening out here, or you're seven out here. So this is the dice adjustment. The dice adjustment brings you in ultra tight for short periods of time, this is solidarity. You understand what I'm saying? Your dice control is wide there. Once you figure out your 7, you figure out your dice adjustment, and this is where it's so solid. This is like the almost guaranteed money. You see what I'm saying? This is almost the guaranteed money, because you're going to roll fuck, at least, what, 5 numbers? You know what I mean? Some shit that you can make your money. Get out there, you know, press it for 3, out. What do you want? Super simple. I hope I explained that right. So this is the wide lane, right? When you 7 out, here's, you know, these are, you know, okay, you 7 out, boom. She's 7 out. Okay, you make a dice adjustment. Inside the lane is your dice adjustment. You made a dice adjustment. Now you're on a solid path. You're on a solid path to winning. Now you're on a solid path to winning because you're not all this, you know, you've, instead of, okay, well, I know I'm within this range, but you're like, this is where I'm at. Like when I set this setup, I knew I was going to throw my average. You see what I'm saying? It's that kind of shit right there. You know, because when you first come out, you don't know what you're going to really roll. You don't know what you're going to really roll. Just like a pitcher. He doesn't know when he doesn't know when he's cold what he's going to roll. Give me a break. If you're not doing this right here, you don't have full dice control. It's not me that only just, you know, that adjusts the dice. Believe me. Okay? This is what the top dudes do, man. This is what we do. Okay? This is what we do, man. We adjust the dice. And this only furthermore helps our DC. Okay? Wide lane, you're cold, like a pitcher. You're warmed up, adjusting, making adjustments. Tight lane to money. It's just a straight path to money instead of all this right here where it could be zigzag. No, this is a tight lane. It's just a direct path to money. Hope that makes sense, gang. Hope it makes sense. But, you know, adjust or bust. You must adjust. That's what this video is about. Adjust, adjust, adjust. It's not for those who aren't into dice control because there's going to be no need to adjust. Why? Well, because they're not consistent in their role or they're not working to get consistent with their role, which you want to be. People sit there and say GK bullshit. This helps you to be consistent. So this is what you want to learn early on. If you can learn yourself how you roll, that's one of the best things you can do, man. You always hear me talk about that. Learn how you roll. Study how you roll. Notice your own mannerism. Notice your quirks. Notice all that shit. Notice little habits, all that stuff, what you have a habit to do. Like after so many rolls, like, you know, I was in the 60s this weekend. I got to tend to start falling off when I'm right at my my record, like close to 70. You know, I got to tend to fall off because it's like, well, fuck, I've been rolling forever. Fuck, man, what's the point? You know, I mean, what's the point of me sitting here trying to roll fucking 70s and 100s? What's the point? I'm not making no money. Shit. You know, I probably go use the bathroom or, you know, go watch a show, do some research or something. You know what I mean? Hell. You know what I mean? Rolling all that shit. I mean, it's great. It's fine, but it's just, that's not, I don't care about that. You know, I've got a deep average, you know, and all I want was average so I can make money. You know, I don't have to be rolling 60s and all that shit. You know, there's no one watching you. So you're sitting there rolling almost 70. Not that it'd make a difference, but I'm saying is what the WTF? You know what I mean? WTF? I mean, come on. So how we did that before we get out of here. Let me show you how we did that before we got out of here. We're getting long in the tooth. Apologize. I just get talking and it's over with. We got Warrior Reports, got the mic and everything set up. We're going to start blasting off on Warrior Reports, so they might start really messing with this account. Okay? So make sure to follow us at Twitter, at DangerousArm1 on Twitter. You know, that way, if Google does do something, we'll be able to, you know, give you info where you can still, you know, catch us. Because we're going to be moving videos over to real.video as well. 2-finger, a blaster, single finger all the way down. This finger comes right there. This is on the outside. See, like that. You see me use that before. This is one of my favorite throws. Like this. See how I have it set up here? Not tilted. It's like this. Then I come up. Then I start to tilt like that. See, so I'm throwing straight. Boom, like that. Now I'll do it with the dice. Show you here. We'll just whatever. I'm not gonna fucking set it. Whatever that. Time purposes. Boom. You see the tilt? See the tilt? I even had the lean, you know. The lean helped the tilt a little bit. So, that is how we do it. One more time for the grind here. Here we go. And like I said, this is a fantastic roll. Notice how far back, this is key. Notice how far back We're going to get into this one time. Sorry, it's going to cut off here. Sorry, guys. Notice how far back this finger is, all right? It's not forward, meaning we'd be almost flat. No, we're putting it all the way back like this, but we're not going to rely on that tilt. We're not tilting. We're relying right here. We're staying flat on this finger here, this middle finger right there. But this finger is way down also, still way down. Flip it out. Flip it out. 2 inches out from the wall is what you want. 2 inches out from the wall. Make sure to get that spin, work on it, because this is a very powerful roll. This is a powerful roll, gang. Hey, with that said, we got to get off here. Throw one more for you real quick. See that release? See that? Those are some nice looking rolls, by the way, too. Really nice. I like the way they're coming out of my hand. Let's see here. We can see if we can show one here for good measure, gang. Just, you know, want to make sure we can cover this. That was nice. Landed right on top of each other. You know? And I like that, too, you know. Laying on top of each other, smacking them. Oh, yeah. One more. Okay, one was short, you know, one wasn't, and one was there.